In this video I will present you brand new LEGO World War II custom printed minifigures, gear them up, build a cool mock for them and even show you my first ever designed 1940 era car. The final build depicts the scene of the final battles of World War II during the Battle of Berlin. Let's take a closer look at the order from the mini brick. Your order is packed in a plastic bag where you can find a black box inside. This box includes a couple of minifigures as well as helmets and business cards. I've also received the AK-47 as well as the Sten gun. But let's take a closer look at the custom printed items of this order, which the first is a helmet with the Luftwaffe insignia on it. The second one is camouflaged and printed onto a brick arms helmet in tan. Last but not least is this used looking one which also comes with insignias. What makes the minifigures pop out is the use of a dark blue torso. In my opinion this perfectly matches the actual look of the uniform. The printing quality is comparable to the competitors on the market. To give them their final look it's time to build a whole minifigure. The first one is awarded with the EK1, also known as Eisernes Kreuz 1. I've decided to add a basic Luftwaffe Stahlhelm onto him. The next minifigure comes with binoculars. Here's where the camouflaged helmet comes to good use. To create individual characters I've decided to add a scarf to this minifigure. As you can see he's pretty angry. And to complete the squad here's our fourth minifigure which also got a scarf as well as a hat and a used helmet. Here's the complete squad, of which the left one is my most favorite since I love the detail of the pistol in his pocket. I've already prepared a black frame for our build, so let's start building. First I had to tile the corners and you will see in a second why I made this. Next I've prepared the street, which will be a small part of this build. To clearly separate both parts of the build I've decided to go with different colors. Elevating mocks always helps creating cool looking builds since I really like the depth created by it. To create a sturdy build, of course I had to use some filler plates. Once the underground of the build was done, it was time to add the bigger plates. Now we take a closer look at the floor design I just came up with. While taking a closer look at my LEGO collection, I've realized that I had a lot of these dark red headlight bricks. While playing around with them, I've came up with a pretty cool idea which perfectly works for floors you can use in any city builds. Of course you don't have to use the exact same colors as I did, but in my opinion the dark red color perfectly works for this Battle of Berlin mock. The light bluish grey 1x1 plates and tiles work as interstices between the dark red headlight bricks. After repeating this step a few more times, I've created this cool looking surface. As you can see, this perfectly ends up in our freshly made frame. Now we'll use these 1x2 tiles in dark bluish grey to create the rest of the street. As the battle already took place in this part of the city, I've decided to blend in some cracks into the street. I've achieved this look by using quarter tiles as well as wedge tiles. Next I've created the archway which is inspired by the Brandenburger Tor, which of course is located in Berlin. The modified bricks allowed me to attach plates on their sides. Next I've created a pattern by using ingot pieces as well as rounded 1x1 tiles. After repeating this step a few more times, all modified bricks were covered. I've then continued by adding details onto the top of the archway, and as you can see I've already prepared this by adding jumper plates. I've again grabbed a modified brick and added this round plate onto it. After repeating the step I've attached these 1x1 modified bricks onto the jumper plates. Next I will add some more details, and here's why I've used these modified rounded tiles. They allowed me to attach a droid arm, which is a pretty cool detail in my opinion. Let's add some more of these, which I've already prepared off camera. The first half of the archway is done, just one more part is missing. I've grabbed a 2x4 as well as a modified plate and created this small looking part for the arch. I've created this to separate all three pillars, which I will build in a second. After preparing both of them, it was time to attach them to the rest of the arch. The final part I have to build are 3 pillars, of which all of them have the same design. Once again I've grabbed my modified bricks. I've placed them in a row and repeated the step 2 more times. I've then grabbed all 3 parts and connected them to one big one. Since this looks way too skinny for a strong pillar, I've added plates and other details to it. I've wanted to create a rounded shape, and I achieved that look by using cheese slopes as well as these rounded 1x1 tiles. I've stacked a bunch of them onto a 1x10 plate to make the pillar even sturdier. I've just had to add some missing parts here and there, and the first pillar was done. As you can see, this perfectly fits into the gaps I've created at the first part of the archway. Since I've already built the other 2 pillars, let's add them real quick. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I've prepared this Mercedes W136 for the build, which was a typical German car during World War II. After placing the car as well as the archway, I just had to place my custom made Flak 88, which you can buy instructions for at reworkable.com. The soldiers are involved in heavy air and ground strikes. They try to hold the position by using sandbags, Panzerfaust and of course their Flak 88. I'm glad that I finally involved the civil vehicle in my build. Don't forget to tell me what you think about this MOC and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.